But I'm a real estate agent, and we're going to go through today how to find properties in Toronto MLS system. So there are two ways to find properties here. One is once we come into this screen, we can find properties from this criteria, and the second way to find property is by map search. If you click on map, then we can search by map, but we're going to just concentrate today how to find different properties and some basic criterias. So um, so so we can find residential freehold properties here. We can also find residential condos, and we can also look into commercial. This would, if we check this, it means that it will show us all the available listing on MLS. If I were to check this and uncheck available, it will give us all the listings which were listed on MLS. They were sold, or they were terminated, or they were expired, or they were suspended. So all those listings will come here. This will give us properties for sale. If you're looking for sale properties, if you're looking for lease properties, it will come over here. We also have available sublease properties. If someone is looking to sublease a home or a commercial, very few of them, but we will be able to see them here. Archives. So generally we can, once we are on unavailable, we can only go back and see only 2 years of unavailable data. So sold, expired, cancelled, suspended. However, if you want to go back to any number of years, then we have to include archived listings, and it will give us listings which were sold or expired, terminated more than 2 years. So we're going to jump into it, and we're going to look into a residential freehold available for sale. So we're going to go and we're going to continue, and over here we're going to find different areas. So let's say if I'm working in Mississauga, Brampton, I know the area for this is Peel. Okay, and as soon as I click here, it's going to ask me if it's Brampton, Calvin, Mississauga. So let's say I click Mississauga. Now I can further go into different communities and can select some of the communities that I'm looking for. So let's see, if I'm looking for Churchill Meadows, I'm gonna click Churchill Meadows. And as you can see, the counter on top, it's giving us all the houses which are available for sale in Churchill Meadows. So if I'm looking in the entire Mississauga, then it's 749. If I'm looking in Churchill Meadows, it's only 60. And let's say if I'm looking for Churchill Meadows, and I'm also looking for Center Mills, and I can see that number on the counter changes. Okay, so right now let's see if we're going for entire Mississauga. Then the next thing comes, if you know the street, let's say if you're looking in a specific street and you're just looking for a certain number or a range. So let's say you want to see Eglinton Avenue from 5,000 to, or let's say 3,000 to 3,800. Okay, so all the numbers which come in this number would be, as you can see, it's updated. And next comes at the street name. So let's say it starts with street names. If I put, let's just take an example, I think Eglinton, only one property is available in that range. Okay, so anyways, I'm going to remove this for now, so that way we have more. So we have a little more options over here. You can see I can start the street name if I know the street name. If I don't know the street name, let's say if I know only a one word, I can also use contained. So let's say if it's church, let's say any street which has Muse in it. So if I put Muse, all the street names which have Muse in it will come, which is 0 right now. But let's say if I put Meadows, so if I don't remember it was Churchill Meadows and I don't remember it was Meadows, I can put contain. I can also just put a couple of words, and any street which will have those words. So let's say if I put CD, so any street which has those two letters in it will come as none. So there's many options which you can use. So as since equals would be exactly the same street. contains, as I said, any number of letters or a word. Starts would be with a certain word and ends. Generally, mostly we use contains or starts with, and that will give us. Now there's another cool functions, and it says not. So let's say if I want all the streets except one street, I can just select not and put it here. So let's say I want all the streets in Churchill Meadows. Let's say if I want all the streets on Churchill Meadows except one, which is Manatee. So everything will come except Manatee. If I unselect it, then everything comes in. So let's say we have about 60 homes. So if I select anyone which doesn't have Manatee, as you can see, it's only, so one house within Manatee was not included, so we have only 59. Okay, the rest of them we don't use them and as much unless if there was a unit number, specifically unit number I'm looking for. Then we use it. When I go on the condo side, we'll explain the unit number or how to find it. Then we can go with the price. We can select a minimum. Let's say if I'm looking from $500 to $1 million, I can go and as you can see, then only non-properties are in that range. We have another cool function which is last updated. We generally use it in more unavailable. But let's say if I want, and the next one is DOM, which means days on market. It's a very cool function. So let's say if I'm looking only for property which is listed in the last 2-3 days, I can put the DOM maximum as 3 days, and only 3 properties were listed in the last 3 days. So I know. Or I want to have properties which are listed at least 15 days. Okay, so if I put 15 days, then only properties which are 15 and up will show up. So it's really cool. The expiry date, open houses, we don't use them that much in available. Last status, this is really good. So if I want to see properties which are new, I can select new and 42 properties. If I want to select properties which are price changed, PC stands for price change, you can see 13 properties will fall into that. If I want to select properties which are sold conditional, and only 4. And if I want to select all the properties except sold conditional, because they've accepted an offer, I can just click not, and all the properties will come except sold conditional. Okay. The next one is the property type. So it could be a townhouse, it could be detached, it could be any of these ones. If I want to select more than once, I just press Control and I will select. So let's say if I want detached, and I also want a link, and I also want let's say semi-detached. So I can select all 3, and only these 3 will show up. And let's say if I don't want, I want all except detached, then everything will come except detached. So you can play around with this one. Style is the next one. If you're looking only for 3-story, then you'll just select 3-story. If you're looking 2-story, we're gonna select 2-story. I only use it if if I just need to find. Let's say if I don't want to have 2-story, so then I'll just put 2-story, and all the ones which are not 2-story will not come. The rest is sometime I use them, sometime I don't, but it's good to know. So approximate square feet. So let's say if I'm looking for a specific square feet, the only problem is in MLS, not all listings will have an approximate square feet. So there is a chance that you're going to lose on some of the listings if you choose one. I generally use it if I don't want a certain. So let's say if I want detaches, but I don't want any smaller detach. So I will put not, and I will select the ones which are less than 2,000. So that would eliminate some of the detaches and will make the search easy. Right now I'm just gonna select everything. Again, the next one comes as basement. So if you're looking for a specific basement, you'll put it as finished walkout or finished, or an apartment, but not all of them are specified correctly on MLS. The next thing is age, similar with square feet. Not every listing has an age on it. So, I mean, if you're looking for Neo 05 and someone does not have it, then you have a chance of missing it. But let's say if you're not looking for a certain age, so let's say if you're not looking for too old, you just unselect them. You select them, but within not, then the ones which are not, which does not fit that criteria will not come. But if you're looking for, let's say, Neo or 05, then some would come. Two. So only two falls in the rest criteria. Then comes bedrooms. So let's say if you have a minimum bedrooms, I generally don't put maximum, but I put minimum, which you can. So let's say if I'm looking for minimum 3 bedrooms, I'll put it here. Let's say if I'm looking for minimum 3 washrooms, I put it here. One cool feature is that sometimes you're looking for a basement apartment, and one way of finding is that if you put 1 kitchen and then +1, because most of the agents, they will put it as 1 + 1 on listing. Okay, now you can also put as 2 kitchens. Some agents put it as 2 kitchens, very few, but a lot of them will put as 1 + 1. As you can see, 14 houses, they have basement apartments, so you can find through this. Another cool feature is that if you're looking for a family room, you just put yes, and all of the houses where the family was ticked yes will come. Okay, so that way if someone is looking for a family room, like a family room in an extra room other than living room, so these are some of I mean, there are a lot more, but these are some of the general ones I use to search a property. Right now this one was for freehold. We will cover another one on condo and commercial. Thank you. Give me a suggestion if you like this video, and please subscribe to my channel.